With the release of the latest big update, the game has improved in terms of various aspects. The crew has become a lot more player-friendly. Clan-based tours of duty have become more interesting and worthwhile. A post-mortem mod has been added. Onslaught has returned with new rewards and tournaments. The balance between maps and vehicles has been improved. A long-awaited line with interesting mechanics has been released. Find out all the details firsthand. Following the development of the crew interface, its main mechanics have been improved and simplified. All of your crew members are now ready to give it their all in battle. The major qualification level parameter has been replaced with the crew efficiency bonus, which now cannot be lower than 100%, even for recruits. Any recruited crew member will now be at 100% straight away. If a crew member is not fully trained in any perk, transferring them to another vehicle will be free. With one fully trained perk, you get a 50% discount. When you transfer a trained crew for free or for credits, you get a penalty to perk efficiency. The penalty gradually reduces as XP earned increases. This means that an untrained crew now cannot reduce dynamic characteristics. Instead, the perk efficiency reduces. Also, when retraining for credits, now you can change a crew member's qualification, and you can finally clean up the barracks. This function allows you to dismiss all crew members that don't have enough XP to train any perk in just a couple of mouse clicks. All their XP is converted to crew books, which you can use to train more valuable members. Cleanups do not extend to special crew members, such as famous people, crew members who are in a vehicle and not in the barracks, crew members with any zero-trained perk, crew members with XP to train one or more perks. No valuable crew member will be dismissed. Bear in mind that a cleanup is irreversible and it will not be possible to restore crew members. Cleanups will be available within a few months, so don't miss the opportunity to quickly and easily get crew books. Tour of Duty has been completely redeveloped. Now it develops interaction between players within a clan better and offers more substantial rewards. To progress through a tour, you need to complete 3 daily clan missions. One of them can be completed solo, and the other 2 only as part of a clan formation, whether it's a platoon, a super platoon in Onslaught, or a team in Strongholds and on the global map. For completing missions, you will receive tour points, which will bring the crew industrial resource and allow you to advance across the activity map. This is long-term progression, where you will be discovering one region after another. Progression across the map is individual for each player and is not reset if you switch clans. Every region you discover means enjoyable rewards, reserves, crew members, 2D styles, components for experimental equipment, and much more. You don't have to discover every single region to get to the finish. At the journey's end, a rare special Tier 10 tank awaits, the Karo 45T, together with the Proserpina 3D style. The tour will develop more in the future, so the story is only just beginning. Tour of Duty is a good excuse to play together. Join in. This update sees the arrival in the game of something that answers every tanker's burning question. How? The last moment post-mortem camera will show you who finished off your tank, from where, and exactly how. This can be really useful for new players. You'll see the enemy's position and can remember it for later. The camera will help you see where you went wrong and why the last shot penetrated your armor. Also, it's beautiful to watch. Bear in mind that you will not see the enemy on the last moment camera if they remained concealed after firing. A new season of Onslaught is on the way, the last in the annual Pegasus cycle. Don't miss the chance to receive annual rewards, 2D styles, improved equipment, crew members, and the unique Tier 10 CS-63 Hurricane tank. This proud Pegasus with wings outstretched is already prepared to fly, carrying champions on its back. In the Onslaught shop, an upgraded version of the improved aiming equipment has arrived. This hasn't appeared in the game until now. It will help you achieve the lowest possible dispersion. Onslaught features new tournaments that are open to everyone. intense battles, big prizes, and the spirit of esports are all available to anyone who can find and gather a team of 7 players. When one of these tournaments is active, you'll see a banner in the garage. Also, the Onslaught mode has been added to team training. Here, you can study changes to maps, prepare for a tournament, or even hold a match between teams. The mode itself has undergone some changes. The balance between role skills has been improved. Recon flight has been weakened. More role skills can now be used right from the start of battle. The list of rental vehicles for the mode has been updated. The Siegfried line map has been added, and Redshire has returned. Some of the objects on Outpost and Airfield have changed slightly, and Overlord has been sent for revision. Onslaught has already started. Prepare for intense battles, deserved victories, and worthy rewards. And the maps for random battles haven't been forgotten. To improve the balance between teams, the landscape has been tweaked on 5 maps: Karelia, Mines, El Haluf, Outpost, and Mountain Pass. The last one has changed most of all. The lower base was always a difficult target for assaults. Now, much of the vegetation surrounding it has been cleared. The ascent on the glacier side has been leveled, and the hill has also been changed. On the bridge at the center of the map, the position for firing at the glacier has been removed. At the glacier itself, the lower team now has a more convenient damage blocking position. The changes to the other 4 maps are smaller scale, but they are just as important for a comfortable game for both teams. Work to balance high-tier vehicles is ongoing. The Panzer VII was for a long time one of the weakest siblings in the Super Heavy family. It's time to change that. The tank has gotten enhanced armor on the gun mantlet, aiming time, and penetration with APCR shells have improved. This will not make the vehicle overpowered, but will smooth out a few drawbacks and make the tank a worthy choice for fans of damage blocking. The Foch B has its fans, but all in all, it is no leader in terms of effectiveness or popularity. This tank hunter has gotten improved stabilization and mobility, helping you unleash its full attacking potential more often. Approximately the same improvements have been made to Tier 8 and Tier 9 vehicles. Now to the other side of the balance. The Super Conqueror has long dominated battlefields, remaining a virtually perfect vehicle for players of any level. Now it loses some of its hit points and rate of fire. The tank has retained all of its main advantages and playstyle, but it will be easier to face. The Minotauro used to be too hard a nut to crack in positional combat, making it uncomfortable to fight against. Its turret hatch armor has been weakened, but in return, it has gotten improved mobility and dispersion on the move. The Minotauro remains a formidable opponent, but it will now be easier to oust from its position. In addition, the frontal hull armor of the Minotauro's 2 predecessors has also been weakened. And finally, a new vehicle line. Polish tank destroyers are versatile hunters at medium and close ranges. They have proud names, balanced mobility and armoring, good damage, and new mechanics. Their deep-rifled guns are loaded with special APCR shells that fly at an extremely high velocity, but cause less damage the greater the range. The reduction is linear, starting from 50 meters. For instance, the Błyskawica causes 800 HP of average damage at close range, but just 300 HP from 500 meters. You can see the range to target and estimated average damage next to the reticle. Keep in mind that the damage depends not only on the range, but also on the base dispersion, plus or minus 25%. First, the damage reduction due to range is calculated, and then the dispersion is added to this value. Obviously, playing long-range sniper in these vehicles is not effective. You need to get as close as possible to the enemy, but at the same time stay level-headed and keep cautious. Then the Błyskawica's gun will make the most of its combination of good damage per shot and surprising rate of fire. The vehicles of this line do not come with deep-rifled guns straight away. Zadymka, Buzia, and SDP-57 Govica let you get used to the line's gameplay. since all of the vehicles have decent frontal hull armor for their tiers, as well as equal gun depression and elevation. With the SDP-58 Kilana, everything begins to take on its final features. The mechanics encourage you to approach and fight alongside heavy and medium tanks. The enemy will certainly feel the damage at close range. The balance between mobility and survivability lets you fight on the first line, as long as you don't get caught in the crossfire. In terms of looks, the SDP-60 Gonkiewicha is somewhat reminiscent of the Su-122-54, hit-like if you remember it. In terms of characteristics, it develops and improves upon everything in the previous vehicles. The NC-70 Błyskawica brings these ideas to perfection. The Polish Thunderbolt moves on par with mobile heavy tanks and can deflect hits with well-sloped hardened steel. Its shells are lightning fast. The gun is excellent at penetrating armor and loads very quickly, considering the single-shot damage. But this damage will reduce according to the range, so the vehicle demands an active playstyle and duels at close range. Duels where a lightning rod won't help the enemy. And that's all. Join the tour of duty. Battle for rewards in Onslaught and defeat your opponents with thunder and lightning in the new Polish tank destroyers.